Welcome to a Sunday afternoon at BNN 247, the real voice of Black USA. Yeah, it was Dred Scott, broadcasting live from your perspective. We're here today to talk about something that's very important because what's coming up is the holidays where we just go overboard with preparing food and buying gifts and showing our love for others. And there's nothing wrong with us showing our love for others and all this buying all this food, but you have to do things in moderation. And when you're not in moderation, you put yourself in a position of desperation because you're not going to have enough money. And many of us are not going to have enough money to get down to the end of the month. Let's see, didn't complete the heart, my mission, me mission. I don't know what that means. I'm also broadcasting live with TikTok, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube Live. And if you want to reach any one of those, you just put in BNN 247 and it will show up. And whatever you do, please share BNN 247 to somebody you know, at least one person. And then if you haven't sent hearts or anything like that, please send some hearts. If you just show your love, show that you care about us bringing this news to you, even though it may not always be what you want to hear, but it's an effort that's being tried to present something that you might like. So I want to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come into your life for this Sunday afternoon and talk about the things that we have going with our country. Today's topic is Black holiday financial pressure, stress, and debt. That's a real situation that we deal with. Black holiday financial pressure. Black holiday financial pressure, stress, and debt. You know, it is such a life taxing situation to be in America and to have to go through what we go through every single year, and we continue to repeat these same cycles that put us in a position that cause this stress and pressure and aging on us. It causes problems when it comes to our health. It causes problems when it comes to our standard way of living, and it pushes us towards the things that we already know are so unhealthy for us. And the things that are the most unhealthy for us cost the most. You hear me? The things that are most unhealthy for us cost the most. You got to look at what we're spending on processed foods and what we're spending on the items that we make. Let's say we want to eat at McDonald's today. They tell you we got two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion on a sesame seed bun. But when they say you think you got a all beef patty, that's what you're thinking. All beef. It's 100% beef there, buddy. That's going to be a good patty. But the bottom line is that all beef patty is from the company called All Beef. That's the name of the company, All Beef. So you get in whatever that is, a Big Mac, and it's from the company called All Beef, and you think that you're getting an all beef patty. You are getting an all beef patty, but are you getting it because of the name of the company that it's coming from? So don't be fooled by the okie doke like we've been fooled countless times. The pressure to buy items as we grow older in society. You become more older, you become more responsible, you become more in charge of your destiny. And when you start to do that, you end up with responsibilities that are naturally inherited. You didn't create those responsibilities. They were inherited for you because you are now the head of household or the matriarch of the family, and you're responsible for doing the things that you need to do to take care of this family. So being pressured to buy something for somebody else. You get up on Saturday mornings or whatever days you go shopping, and you head down to the mall or the supermarket, or when I say supermarket, I don't mean just food only. I mean it's got food and it's got product. And you just search the aisles for things that just are so you don't even know what you're looking for half the dang on time. You're not just looking around trying to find something. Well, maybe so and so will like this. Maybe so and so will like that. And you're arbitrarily just purchasing things that don't match your budget. You want to. I understand you want to get everybody in your circle a gift for Christmas. You want to make sure you got the biggest, brightest, tightest turkey dressing and what is it, potato pies and mac and cheese. You want to have all these items. You want to get your chitlins. You want to get your pig feet and your ham hocks and your collard greens all together and make sure you got one of the greatest meals you can ever give. Now, see, this is what I'm going to tell you, and I'm sorry that I'm stepping on somebody's toes because what I got to say, you might not like it. We are celebrating the demise of our culture. That's what we're celebrating for Thanksgiving. And we can cover that up. It's so easy to cover it up. We can cover it up by saying, oh, well, even though all that happened back then, I'm going to do Thanksgiving this way because it just makes sense to give thanks to our Savior and Allah or Jesus or whomever you put your faith in, and give this credit to them when they ain't put a biscuit on your table. That man over there or that woman over there went out and spent their hard-earned money to put them biscuits on that table. But see, you want to roll it back and start counting back the blessings and where they came from. That's fine. But the bottom line is, if you can't afford to do a elaborate Thanksgiving dinner, then don't be out there trying to front somebody or show that you can still do it when you ain't got the money to do it. You buying a turkey, you don't want to cook no doggone turkey. You buying all these additives, all this processed stuff that you're putting in the food, trying to get that right flavor and that right taste that you're so used to, that your mama used to make back in the day. You ain't never gonna get that flavor back. That flavor is gone. The only way your flavor, your taste buds are different. The food is the way the food is made is different. Ain't nothing gonna bring back the way mama used to cook that turkey, or the way you used to eat your Thanksgiving dinner when you were growing up. This is a new day and a new time, and it's different than what it used to be. So all I'm saying to you is, don't get caught up in the hype of going out to the store and buying everything that you think you want somebody else to have. And see, you can't buy for me. I can't buy for you. If you're going to buy a gift, why not give a person an opportunity to tell you what they want? And that's what you go get if you can afford that. But for you to think that you in my head deep enough where you can go out to any store, any mall, or out here in the country and find something that I like, and you don't know, I'm going to like it. Of course I'm going to like it. And I'm going to like it for the simple fact that you bought it for me. That's why I'm going to like it. But if it was up to me to go out and buy this same item that you just spent your hard-earned money on, I would not be spending a penny on it. I would never have bought that item. So when you going out here spending money, browsing aisles, clogging up the freeways, trying to buy something for somebody with money that you may or may not have, then you got to think twice about that, because you're wasting your time trying to please somebody that you don't even know if they're gonna like the gift you got for them. So why, if you want to do something, just go get all gift cards, give them the cash, because It don't make sense for you to keep buying all these trinkets, this stuff from China and anywhere else on the planet that don't last a week. I mean, they made the kids will be so excited to unwrap presents. I think that's the beauty of Christmas too. I'm talking Thanksgiving and Christmas. The beauty of Christmas is when the children unwrap the toys. That's where you see the happiness and the smiles on their faces, but they're just happy because of you. They you bought these things for them, but out of all the things you buy for your children, they're gonna pick one or two things that they may play with more than a month or two, but the rest, the stuff gonna go in the closet with the rest of the junk, and it's money you just lost because you could have took that money and had it in some type of investment or in your savings account rather than buying or putting it in somebody else's. You've made Versace billion, trillion, probably trillionaires. You've made Walmart a multi-billion-dollar company. You've made all these people rich buying this dumb stuff. And believe me, you go in Walmart today, they have every single thing you may want. You can go in there and feel but you can go in there for a t-shirt and you'll come out there with $200 worth of junk because it's Walmart and they got everything. And then you're going to get in there. Oh, I think I need this. Oh, I think I need that. You can tell what type of person it is. Malcolm X plus MLK. You can tell. Joe Johnson, good to see y'all. Like I said, I'm on TikTok as well. You can tell by the content of someone's basket. What are they doing? You can tell. I don't know if you observe that kind of stuff when you go into the store, but I do. And I do it because I want to know what type of items people are buying out here when they don't really need to. And I see so much waste going down the tube. I mean, and I'm primarily speaking to Black people. We've made all these people rich, JD. Marketing scams they use. They use a lot of them, man. I'm telling you. They put so many marketing scams out there. That's what JD was just saying on TikTok. We fall for it. Look at how beautiful the food is when they advertise Chick-fil-A with 79 ingredients in a chicken McNugget. Don't make no sense. Look at how McDonald's makes those chicken McNuggets. That's everything left on the chicken, ground to a consistency greater than sand, and then hardened to a point to make nuggets, compressed back to a point where it makes those nuggets. And then they feed that to us after they've added all the flavoring and everything else that they could put in there. They've mastered the skill of feeding us. And you think JD says, yes, sir, all they want is our money. You're right. And Philly says, hey, yeah, I like them too. The key goal for these holiday seasons is to separate you, my friend, from your dollars. And if you're going to allow them to continue to separate you from your dollars, and they're not playing. Every year, the commercials get greater. The attractive audiences are getting bigger, and they're going after you, and they're going after your children. They're going after the next generation. They want your money because they cannot stay on top without your money. And if you don't think that this world is trying to create a two-tier world, think about it. They're trying to put the poor in a particular category and the rich in a particular category, and they don't mix the two. And the rich will the judicial system would not apply to them, but it will apply to the poor. So the prison systems are so desperate right now for prisoners because as many people as they think they were going to be locking up, they're not going to be locking them up. And you see Donald Trump is putting out the ICE agents to help pick up the arrest records in these major cities. This is not just what they're making it out to be, immigration. They're trying to beef up the numbers with prison arrests. So the private contractors that own those prisons can put people in the beds in those prisons, because right now they got thousands of empty prison cells, and they don't know what to do. These companies are suing the city, the state that they're located in, because they're not getting enough people to put in those prisons, and that's the way it should be. So when they start talking about ICE coming to your hometown, you have a responsibility to not allow them to take you. Back to shopping and making sure you don't spend all your money. How many times have you been in the store and you saw this item was so and so might like this, and you buy it because you got some over some spare income, and then you walk out, you got the person standing at the cash register. They're gonna say, would you like to donate all your change or round off to this so you can donate it here? And you might say, yeah, go ahead. You think you're feeling good that day because you got a big check. Then you walk outside, you got somebody ringing a bell asking you to put some money in that thing right there. And then you walk to your car, you got somebody in the parking lot saying, can you spare some change? So by the time you get to your car, you got all these temptations, all these people that are coming to you asking you for something, and you ain't got nothing to be giving away, but you giving it away because your heart is big. And see, that's what the root of the problem is. Our hearts are big, and what we try to do in life is to ensure that if we can as much comfort as we can spread, we spread it. But it always puts us in a position of being behind, because the people out there begging for your money got a strategy, they got a game plan, and they know exactly what they're doing. They've been doing it for years, and that's how they get you. They definitely Walmart got a strategy. They know how to get you to spend more money every single time you come into the store. You might be going in there to pick up a prescription, and you end up spending $100. So look at the strategies they're using. Look at what they have sitting in the highway. As soon as you walk into Walmart now, first thing you're gonna see is sweet potatoes. Over in the clothing side too, you're gonna see sweet potatoes, and the sweet potatoes look really nice. I would hope they came from local farmers, but I guarantee you they didn't. Those sweet potatoes didn't come from local farmers. So they buying all this stuff at the rock bottom prices, and they're making twice, three times the profit off of us. And we got to do better. We got to start control our spending. The pressure to make all these pies, the pressure to cook this turkey, the pressure to you up in the kitchen at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning talking about, oh, you got to get this Thanksgiving dinner ready. You killing yourself. You're unaliving yourself doing this stuff, and you need to have better management skills when you come, and better spending habits, than to think that you can continue to do this all your life. I believe in giving, what is that? Yep, everything is GMO. Yep. Uh, Government manufactured organisms. If it's GMO, you shouldn't be eating it. If you like salami, you're eating the GMO. If you like bologna, you're eating the GMO. If you like white bread, you're eating the GMO. Even wheat bread, most wheat breads are GMO. I sit there an hour and read many labels as I can in the bread aisle, and there was only one bread that I found that was non-GMO out of 50, 75 different kind of breads, and that's one. So, and it took me that long to find it. So what I'm saying is they know exactly what they're doing. They're making the cheapest product, and they're price matching it so you can afford it. But you really can't afford it, and you really shouldn't be eating that stuff, because that is the stuff that kills us. You're not supposed to be eating that kind of food, but they make it so the only people buying that food is people who can't really buy the better quality food. They're giving us the scraps off the floor. If you buy hamburger meat from a place like Walmart, what you're buying is the meat from probably 1,000 cows, because you don't know where that hamburger meat came from. But I can tell you, when they slaughter a cow, they have scraps, and they put all those scraps from all those different cows. And you've seen conveyor belts of chickens, hogs, or cows, or some major animal going down the conveyor belt, thousands of them every day, and they're cutting pieces off, and they're throwing pieces in this bin, throwing pieces in that bin. And at the end of the day, they're taking all this scrap meat and grinding it up and then selling it to us. Bottom of the barrel scraps. They're selling these bottom of the barrel scraps, like JD said, to us at a price that we think is a good price. You go in there and you see these 99-cent packs of hot dogs, you getting the last of the last. You getting the bottom of the barrel. These 99 cents pack, they look beautiful now. Don't tell, they know how to package it, and it looks nice, and we're buying it, and it's killing us. So, and then we go back to buying higher quality food, and it's costing you way more. The product we're buying now are getting smaller. Even I noticed that when I on a soap bar, it's smaller, but it costs more. So just picture in your mind that nothing we're buying out there today is really worth it unless it is a survival mechanism. You know, you got to have transportation. You got to have food to eat. You got to have shelter, and you got to have clothing. But all this other stuff, you don't have to have that. But you're buying it anyway because this is what we do. This is how we make it through these holidays. But like I say, you're celebrating this Thanksgiving, which is a great thing. I'm celebrating for what I've accomplished, or what my God has given me. But you picked the wrong day to do it. Just like on July 4th. You're picking the wrong day to celebrate July 4th, Independence Day. Your Independence Day is June 19th. That is when you should be concerned about what we do. We've been doing it for so long. It's so embedded into us that we don't have the strength. This is exactly what it is. We don't have the strength. We don't have the willpower. And we don't have the courage to do something different. We don't have it. We're weak people. And when I say we're weak, I'm only saying we're weak because we won't stop what we know is wrong. We know these things are wrong. We know that they're celebrating killing, I keep saying that word, I apologize, unaliving people. We're unaliving people that taught us how to survive the winter. And we're so happy that we were able to unalive those people that we're going to have a big dinner with the food now, with the food that they took from the people that they unalived. So now we're going to create this big festival today called Thanksgiving. And for us, people of African descent that can never be citizens of this country, we're so quick to adopt the ways of this country and then go celebrate your own demise. You're celebrating your own demise. You lost the fight, and so now you're having a party because you lost the fight. Celebrating your loss. Why would you celebrate your loss? You should be celebrating a win by waking up and putting on the woke glasses and seeing exactly what you're doing by going out here spending all this money for this particular day. And I'm not going to even go to the overspending part. You know, you want to fill up your car with gas, and you thinking you're going to allocate $30 in your budget to go fill up your car, but then you didn't realize gas jumped 27 cents overnight, and now you need $55 instead of $30 to fill up your tank. So this is just another mechanism of how they get in your pocket and separate you from your money. That's the bottom line. You know, I'm not a financial strategist, but you don't have to be one to have common damn sense. You don't have to be a financial expert to have common sense. And the perfect example that I want to give you is Howling Wolf. You've seen him in Cadillac Records, I'm sure. If you haven't, you should watch that movie. Howling Wolf, out of all those musicians that came through there on the Cadillac Records, Howling Wolf was the only one that got his money when he did his stuff, when he did it and before he did it, because all the other ones was being given Cadillacs, put in exclusive restaurant, exclusive hotels, and spending their money that was made from the sale of those records on stuff that they didn't need, but they gave it to them to make them think that they were doing so well. Everybody had a Cadillac. Everybody. Lil Walter had a Cadillac. He's the one who took the doors off the Cadillac. So everybody may not want that Cadillac. Lil Walter probably would have been happy with a little car, but they got a Cadillac and it was just too much. So you allow them to pull you into this system of separating you from your money. And that is what it's boiled down to, is separating you from your money. I can't say separating you from your money enough, because that's exactly what's taking place here in the US of A. And the poor people, and when I say poor, I don't mean poor. Poor, I'm saying anybody that make less than $300,000 a year, you consider poor. I'm not considering you poor, but you're separate from those $500,000 guys. And you know, it's hard for you and I to wrap around what's actually happening here when we don't have that kind of money. Let's see. JD said, "Yep, all corporations have scams they use. Yes, they do, and they know how to separate us from our money. They have mastered it. We're just a guy with a handful of money. We don't know all this stuff is going on sometimes. But if you take a step back and ask yourself why you're doing it and how come I do it, then you have a better perspective. Now, if you come up with a reason for you don't do it because your ancestor did it, because many things that we're doing because our ancestors did it, they were forced to do it. Do it because it's in your heart, and that's what you intend to do all the time, no matter what. But don't do it because it's the season. You could celebrate all year long. I mean, what makes last Thursday of the month more important than the last Thursday of last month? It's no difference. It's corporate America setting up how they want you to spend your money, and they got you. They got you. How you gonna do almost 1 billion turkeys? That's a lot of turkeys. Every store that sells produce in America got turkeys for sale. They got chitlins for sale. And then, oh my God, I don't even want to even go down that trail. You want to know who cooked the best chitlins. You want to know who make the best potato salad. You want to know who make the best ham hocks and collard greens. You want to know who makes the best mac and cheese. And all that stuff is good. It is. Yes, sir. We're all playing follow the leader. That's right. We don't have to follow what's happening out here. Some of these leaders that so-called leaders that we got out here leading us down this burning trail. We done went through the house. Martin Luther King said he had a feeling that he was leading us into a burning house, which he was. He was trying to be compliant and cooperative with the oppressor. The oppressor are the ones, you know who they are. How can you be compliant with somebody with a bat over your head or a water hose skeeting on you? How you gonna be compliant with them? How you gonna be compliant with somebody slapping you and then pulling a pow pow on you? How you gonna be compliant with that? You're being compliant right now. They're figuring out how to get you to spend your hard-earned money on all this nonsense because of the day that's coming up. And for you, you know, there's so many celebrations that we do that don't make no sense. We got to do better as a people, and that is one of the reasons they know they got us. They know they got the masses because they can manipulate us any way they want right now. We have no leadership. We have nobody to guide these people in America, the black people. And like I say black people, but I tell you right now, we're not black. We're not black. Look it up. Credit cards. All these companies now, many companies, not all these companies, many companies now are offering credit cards, and we're getting those credit cards. They're giving us credit. And as soon as we get that credit card, boom, we take it up to the top. How many people out here that's within the range of my voice got credit cards that are maxed out, or credit cards that went from July to November and still got a balance? If you got a credit card and it's still got a balance on it, you getting drugged across the coal. And if you're trying to pay the minimum payment on that credit card, you'll never get that credit card paid off. It may take you 10 years. And then by the end, they've ripped you enough, they got enough money from you. And just imagine if you got 5 or 6 credit cards that are maxed out and you trying to pay the minimum payment for the next 2 or 3 months thinking you're going to get a lick. Or then you're going to think you're going to go to the casino and win. And then you think somebody going to wheel you a bunch of money. You know, just all these different reasons for you to keep doing dumb things. We got to change, people. The only way we're going to fix this situation is to change. We got to change the way we do business. We got to change the way we spend money because we're making the money. We got almost $2 trillion worth of input into the economy in America every single year. And we're making Versace and Gucci and Nike and who else? I don't know nobody else, but all these other people, we're making them multi-trillionaires out of our money. And they have mastered the skill in getting our money so they can do what they do. Stop giving them your money. And, you know, everybody's talking about buy black. You know, I hear that all the time. I mean, you buy what's right. Buy black if it's right. But there's some black buyers, black businesses out there that don't give a damn about you. All they want to do is separate you from your money the same way the white businesses do. And they want to do it by not giving you decent pricing, by thinking you're stupid, by giving you poor service and thinking you're supposed to still buy and leave a tip. They got to come to the game. If you come into the game, you better come to play. You don't come to the game to halfway do the job. If you got a business out there, you better be on top of your game or you need to shut the door until you can get on top of your game because ain't nobody got time for you screwing up when they trying to support you. You know, you go into a black business, You expect certain things, a certain level of service. You expect the people to greet you and want to help you if they can, if they got that kind of staff. But you don't expect them to just look at you like, what you doing in here? You coming in there to spend money, but they giving you a dirty look. I don't even know how to even go down that road to say how black businesses run more black people off than they do anybody else. Because what black businesses really want to do is what white businesses doing to us. They want to get white people in their business so they can separate them from their money, just like the white businesses want to get us in there to separate us from our money. So, JD, thank you, brothers. He said it's facts. I'm just saying, I want to buy black, and I will buy black on every level that I can buy black. But I'm not buying black if black ain't serving me the way I want to be served. It don't make no damn sense. I ain't just gonna give you money to keep running a dumb business, a business that ain't gonna never come up, because you ain't gonna allow it to come up because you're not putting the money where it needs to go. You're doing this frivolous spending, and it's costing you more by not paying attention to your business. I don't know how many of y'all heard of the Turkey Leg Hut. The Turkey Leg Hut was in Houston, and the husband and wife team created this beautiful turkey leg thing. And man, oh man, this thing went from selling 2-3 turkey legs a day to selling 1,000 turkey legs a day. They blew up. I mean, and they got so big where they would call ahead to other cities and say, we're going to be in your city, and we're going to bring 10,000 turkey legs and sell out. Now. Turkey leg costing you $25, $30. Sell out of turkey legs. And so when they sell out, I'm talking about them because they made millions of dollars. This black husband and wife team who built this business, and then they fell out with each other. They ended up having to close the business. After creating a product that could have been franchised across this country. Consistency is where it's at. If you're going to do something, you got to be consistent with it, and you got to believe in what you're doing. You can't be this crook at night and a smiling face in the daytime. You got to be the same. You got to treat that business like it's your child. And you got to nurture that business and make it grow just like you would grow a child or help grow your children. You cannot allow your personal feelings to get in the middle of your business decisions, because your business is what makes you money. Now, they went from making millions of dollars a year with this Turkey Leg Hut thing to zero, closing the place down. And millions of people liked it. You got to put them feelings aside. That's what JD said. Because it can ruin the most beautiful thing. It can ruin it. That's just one business that I'm talking about. And then there's these other businesses. When black people go out and want to do business, they want to spend this hard-earned cash and open a business. Let's say, for instance, you ain't fixed a plate in your life and you fixing to open a restaurant. So you go and you lease the 200-seat restaurant when you ain't even had 5 customers yet. And then you go, you just tell everybody word of mouth, we open it up. Then you open up and you sell out of food in the first 30 minutes because people came. But you did not prepare. You didn't have the money to set your restaurant up the right way so you can handle a wave like that. If the people come in, you should have enough food to serve the people. You should have enough cooks in the kitchen, enough servers on the line, enough waitresses on the floor. You got to have enough cash on hand, because as soon as you set that register up, Hour later, you need to make change because people coming with 20s and 30, $50 bills and $10 bills. So you got to go back with some ones. You got to have hundreds of ones. It's so many different things you got to have with you when you're doing a business that you cannot didn't complete the heart mission. Yes, sir. Always be over prepared. That's right. You got to be over prepared because it's just so many things. And I'm going from this overspending and credit card debt because this works both ways. It works with you just buying other folks' stuff, and it works with you spending your hard-earned money trying to do something that ain't never gonna go nowhere. And the first thing I want to do, not but some people, when they first get their big check, they want to go buy them a Mercedes. But they have failed to think that Mercedes need maintenance too. BMWs need maintenance too. And apparently this car is used. So something had to be going on to make the owner want to get rid of it. And, you know, it may have gotten it fixed. You don't know. But why are you going out there paying this stupid price? You know you're overpaying for this car. You're overpaying for it, but you want it because you want a Mercedes. You want somebody to see you driving a Mercedes. I was reading something the other day, and this man was saying that he was talking about purses. He was just talking about purses. He said, "Why would you want to walk around with a $5,000 purse on your shoulder with $100 in it?" You hear what I said? Why would you want to walk around with a $5,000 purse on your shoulder and you ain't got more than $100 inside that purse? He said he would much rather walk around with $100 purse with $5,000 in it, which is his. But that $5,000 purse, you gave it to somebody else. It ain't his. It ain't yours no more. So that's a big thing. You have to know where your money is going to go. And if you're going out there not paying attention to what you're about to do, then you're going to make a bad move. We got to look good. We got to look good. Yeah, we do. But think about it. You buy a new car or used car, you go put some rims on it. You never, ever get to see those rims moving. You never get to see the rims moving because you're always in the car. So who are you buying those rims for? You know, are you buying them for people out there to see that you got rims on your car? Or are you buying them because the car needed rims on the car? What is wrong with the rims that was on it? You're throwing away good rims and good tires because you want to put them Vogues on there, them yellow striped tires on your car. You know, I see some ugly people just be stupid with stuff like that. I see people run around with Vogue tires on these Cadillac Escalades, and it just looks ugly. Some of them just look ugly. You know, Vogue is a tire is a status, and you want to prove that status. And I see so many of us getting these $1,000 car notes. And it just blows my mind when I see people take these type of steps when they got no way in this world to pay for it. We got to get better. We got to get better with our spending habits. We got to stop allowing the system to manipulate the way we do business, because who decided that this is when you need to get ready to do Thanksgiving dinner? Who decided that? Who told you that this is what you need to be doing? Somebody told you. You don't just walk out of your job and say, I'm going to do Thanksgiving next week and do what you do. Somebody got to give you permission to do it. But why? Why do you need that? Who's going to give you permission to go spend all your money for Christmas? Yeah, we do love to be noticed. JD is on point today. You heard this thing called buy now and pay later? You can buy it now and pay it later. And later you still ain't got the money. So why you gonna buy it now and pay later when you ain't gonna have the money then? You ain't got it now. What makes you think you're gonna have it then? Because you already spent it. You ever notice how when you buy something, it's all on credit, it's already gone. So that means if I buy something for $100 a day on credit, that means I got $100 less in my paycheck whenever I get it. And so if I keep moving around doing this kind of stuff, I'm gonna run into a situation where I ain't gonna have no money. So at the end of the month, when I get through buying, I got what, $20, $30 left over at the end of the month. That ain't gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. Then what if you had to go to the emergency room? You got to pay this health insurance. Health insurance is through the roof right now. If you're paying $1,000 here in November every month for your insurance, wait till January. That $1,000 policy gonna cost you $2,000 or more. So right now is not a time for you to be spending money on things that don't sustain you. It's got to be spend your money on what makes you tick, what keeps you alive. Food, shelter, transportation, clothing. Those things keep you alive. You have to make the hard choice whether you're going to go to Walmart and load up your basket with dumb things, thinking that you can get this to Tony, this to Renee, that to Poppy, this to anybody, this to somebody, this to the neighbor across the street that you don't even know. You done spend all your money buying dumb stuff and you putting it on a credit card that you ain't going to pay the whole bill. You ain't going to pay it off at the end of the month. So now what's going on with that? You got a situation that you got to deal with, and nobody cares. And neither one of those people that you bought that gift for will come to your rescue. Not one of those people that you bought all those gifts for will come to your rescue. And I'm going to tell you something, how I come to the conclusions that I've come to, Sherry. I'm going to tell you how I came to these conclusions. We have to learn to sacrifice more, JD say. That's right. We got to start sacrificing. I came to these conclusions because when I was 13 years old, and I've had this analysis going a long time. When I was 13 years old, I wanted to buy the biggest, the most beautiful present for everybody that I could buy a present for. And I'd spent all my hard-earned money that I had earned cutting grass. So I went and bought a shoe shine thing, where one with the tall pole on it. You hit the button, the thing spin on the bottom and shine your shoes. And I bought this for my uncle. And come Christmas time, I'm excited because I done went and spent my money on my uncle and all the other people that I might have bought presents for. And then the next thing I know, I get 4 pair of socks, not from one person, from 4 different people. 1 pair of socks from each one of them. And that included my uncle. After I'd given him this here electric shoe shining thing. So what I'm saying is, just because you're going to go out and spend all your money buying gifts, it ain't going to change the way people feel about you. It ain't going to change a daggum thing. So why would you continue to do what makes you sick or unhealthy? Like, for instance, running up these credit cards. You got to pay these things off. You got to get them off your credit. And the only way you're going to do that is to stop spending. Just hold it down for one day at least. And that one day need to be Black Friday, because Black Friday is a day where they love to see Negroes out there fighting in Walmart. That's what they do it for. They want to get the video so they can sell it to the syndicated shows to see y'all out there fighting over a 42-inch TV that ain't nobody gonna get, because it's gonna get broke in the process. And you there about to get killed trying to get through the front door because the door can only hold so many people at one time. And then you running in the store thinking you're going to get a beeline. I'm going to get a beeline to this 82-inch TV because I'm going to be the only one get it. And by the time you put your hand on it, it's about 9 other people got their hands on it too. So why would you put yourself through this type of environment? There's no need for you to act like that. There's no need for it. Sooner or later, you should learn. You got to learn better and do better. You get these, like I said, last thing I said was buy now and pay later. That's a trap. Don't do it anymore. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. My brothers, my sisters, I'm asking you to get control of your spending habits and start thinking about what are you doing with your finances, because if your finances ain't in order come 2026, you're going to have a rough year. I'm telling you, you're going to have a rough year. Things are changing and you better prepare yourself for it now. And this ain't this spread any kind of fear. This still going to be America. We still going to be doing what we're doing. But the bottom line is everything's going to get expensive. And the goal is to push the poor and make the rich rich. So if you don't see that goal right now with a two-tier economic system, then you're missing something. Everything in your neighborhood costs twice as much as it costs in other neighborhoods where they got all the major chains of stores in these other places that they don't have here. Yep, they have a holiday each month throughout the year for us. They sure do, and we be following it up doing these dumb purchases. We got to stop this purchase stuff. We got to stop. Title loans. You got a car right now, but you want to get $1,000 so you can go spend it on Christmas or on Thanksgiving, and so you use your title loan to do it. In other words, you take your title to one of these fly-by-night companies, and they give you so many dollars, long as they can hold your title. Now, if you notice, they sign your title. You sign your title over to them at that moment. When you do that transaction, you sign your title over to them. They give it, if you pay it off, you get it back, but probably 6 or 7 times out of 10, if a person go in there with a title loan, they're not going to get that car back. They want it back, but they're not going to get it back because they can't afford to get it back. It's going to cost too much. It's going to cost 2 to 3 times what you put it in there, what you got out of it. And then to think you took that money and burnt it on somebody else's holiday gifts. What is the mentality that would cause you to continue this cycle of idiocracy? You got to stop. You got to stop. You got to stop, my friend. Going to these check cashing places, you think that 1% or that 2% don't mean nothing, but it's coming out of your pocket. So get 1,000 of us that walk in there and get our checks cashed at a check cashing place that charge 1 to 5 or 7% of our check to cash it. You paying again to get your money. We got to do better. We got to stop using these places. Open up an account and get your direct deposit. This paper check thing is getting old and it should not be in existence. I mean, if you got to write a personal check, that's a difference. But I mean, if somebody do some lawn care or whatever, but there's so many ways to get paid. And that brings me to this point. You got a business and you don't have enough initiative to set up your payment methods so you can get paid. When Jesus all served everything and follow him. Okay, whatever you talking about. When I don't even know where I was going after I saw that. Let me just keep going. Check cashing. Oh, okay, I know where it was. You got a business, right? But you got no means of setting up. You got no means of setting up how you're gonna get paid. So you go to you do a service, then the person that you did the service for say, well, do you take Zelle? Nope. Do you take Venmo? Nope. Do you take Chime? Nope. Do you take this? Nope. Well, how do you get paid? Cash, just cash only. This ain't the day of cash only. People don't walk around with pockets full of money anymore because they don't have it. It's best to have methods, electronic methods, to move your finances around some kind of way. And if you know you got to pay rent every month, it's going to be this amount. You got to pay your light bill. You got to pay your water bill. You can put all that stuff on auto pay and you never miss a beat. And all your bills paid before you even see what money you have. Because you're going to have to pay it anyway. And you're not going to come up short. And the old term is you can put something on it. You could tell something. You used to could tell them, put that on the book. They used to say, Miss Allen, put that on the books at this little grocery store we had. And then at the end of the month, you can't find them jokers that need to pay their bill off on the books. And the bill don't be $3 to $5, $9, $12, something like that. But they running from you and they only owe you that little bit of money. Things are something. So title loan, check cashing, and now comes the pawn shop. When you get to the pawn shop, you're pawning something that you went out and bought. Let's say you bought an item for $300 and now you need some funds. So the first thing you're going to snatch up out your house is that item. And the pawn shop don't want no more TVs. They got enough TVs. There's certain things we take to the pawn shop. Now, I'm telling you all this from experience because I've been there. But I had to wake up. And once you wake up, you don't make the same mistakes all the time. Consistency with your finances. Get consistent with your money and if you're going to pay somebody, pay yourself first. If it ain't for $5, $10, put it in an envelope, put it in a drawer every payday. It counts. If you ain't got residual funds somewhere, then you're going to it's going to be even harder for you come next year. So I'm telling you to start saving now and don't be fooled by this okie doke Black Friday. If it says it's Black Friday, don't go in there. Stay home. Just like when immigration come to town, everybody's staying at home. So these thugs and criminals and nobody's out there, they're at home because the immigration, ICE is in the house. Let them walk the streets with nothing happening. Don't give them the opportunity to make an arrest on you. An electric car, put 4 alternators on each wheel, get 12,000 miles per charge. That's right. To get rid of drug cartels, print new money, don't give it to them. Okay. That's all good thoughts for you. I don't know how to pronounce that. I ain't gonna even say it. APOSTASY. So title loans, check cashing, pawn shops, stay away from it if you can. All of this stuff is going to linger into the next year. And you think the life is taxing on you in 2025? Wait till 2026, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse for the working Americans that's got to be out there hustling and trying to make ends meet. It's not going to get better for you. And don't even think that you can go and manage the way you manage this year, next year. You can't do the same thing next year that you're doing this year. You got to figure out how to keep your money close to you and how to increase your worth. And you're not going to increase your worth buying trinkets and China things that made in China from Walmart. Especially if you're going to buy something, try to get the best you can buy for the dollar you have. Don't buy what you can't afford, like a $5,000 purse, to carry around a bunch of junk. I ain't saying women got junk in their purse, but I'm just using that as a metaphor. So leave those $5,000 purses alone. Stop making Versace rich. Stop making Nike rich. Stop doing it. You know, a pair of jeans from the thrift store is just as good as a pair of jeans from the jean store, from the Wrangler store, or whatever store you may want to get those jeans. Now, this show is usually 1 hour long, and I don't intend to go much longer because what I've told you today is what I wanted you to hear and what I thought was put on my heart to bring to you, and I brought it. So I really do appreciate the hearts. Yep, too many brand names. That's JD. I appreciate all the hearts that I've received so far today. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your subscriptions on YouTube. And I appreciate your mentions or what I don't even know what they call it on Instagram. But you can find BNN247 on all platforms. So look around, look at some of the stuff I put out there for you. And I got every show numbered. This is show number 294. Show number 294. That shows consistency. Get consistent with your money and your finances and start making a difference. Don't make no New Year's resolution and don't stick to it, which we never do. But your New Year's resolution, it should be about your money, because this is what I don't want to see. And this is why I'm putting this information out. When you hit 40 or 50 or 60 and you still out there busting tires because you ain't got no more money to eat with or to pay rent with or to do anything, so you got to continue to work. That's what it's heading to. The money you spend today is the money you're going to need tomorrow. So stop spending, because when you get in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, ain't nobody looking to take care of you. You got to take care of yourself. And the only way you're going to do that is to have your stuff in order. And the only way you're going to get your stuff in order, your finances in order, is through a consistent rollback of what you've been doing all these years. Because what you've been doing all these years ain't working. If it was working, you'd have a bank account so heavy you couldn't tote it. I'm using tote. I want somebody to catch on that word. You don't want to keep doing these same things. So you need to change your plan for next year. Start planning for next year right now, and just back off of these holidays. You don't have to fix Thanksgiving dinner every year. You don't have to do that. You don't have to buy everybody in the family a gift. Don't buy nobody no gift this year. Tell you I can't afford it. I ain't buying a single gift, so don't even look at me. I ain't buying jack. Tell them that. Take a day off, Mr. Will. Broke will tell you that tomorrow may never come. That's right. You're right, Mr. Hill, Mr. Will. All I'm trying to say, my friends, get it together, because your day coming when you're going to need that change that you spent on that dumb thing that you said, I shouldn't have even done that. I'm out there showing I'm buying a round of drinks for all these people that's coming to the club that I don't even know. And I'm buying them a drink at $3 to $7 to $15 a shot. And if you buying most people a drink, what you think they're going to do? Oh, give me that top shelf up there. I don't want what I usually get. Give me that one. That's what people do, because they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your money either. All they want is what they can get from you to separate you from your money. Everybody wants to do that, to separate you from your money. And if you don't wise up and wake up, then you're out there. Ain't nothing else they can do to help you. Nothing. Because you've had your opportunity. And if you get in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you better get it right. because y'all gonna be the ones on the corner begging because ain't nobody gonna take care of you. You keep thinking you got it like that. You got it all laid out. It ain't laid out until it's laid out. It ain't over till it's over. So you better make sure you can take care of yourself the next day and the day after that. And the only way you're going to do that is to start thinking about that now. Stop waiting till the last minute and thinking somebody going to help you. Worst part is you go to the other side and your family got to do a barbecue plate sale to get you where you need to be. That's sad. And you don't want that. So get it together, my friend. This is the Black News Network, the real voice of Black USA, broadcasting every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. And for you who have not went to my YouTube page or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, I ask you to please go to one of these platforms and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And if you got a topic that you want me to dig deeper into, put it out there and I'll do it. Because I ain't nothing more than just putting out the information that we all need to know. I do appreciate you. I will be back next Sunday at 3:30 p.m. broadcasting live from a Black perspective. I'm your worthy brother, Smith-Bey, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you again next Sunday. Take care and have a better day today, or have a good day today and a better day tomorrow.